Welcome to Human Services Stories, Management, Customer, and Staff Voices. I'm Clinton Lewis, and I'm glad you're here. This show is about the people behind the work, the managers, staff, customers, and communities who care, support, and help one another move forward. And in this episode is called I'm from the Government and I'm Here to Help. Now that phrase can bring up different feelings. For some people, it sounds comforting, and for others, it may bring up uncertainty, frustration, or even fear. But when you're involved with CPS or foster care, it's important to understand what help is available, what is expected of you, and how to work with the department or agency in a way that gives you the best chance for success. This episode is a guide to help you understand the process, use the services offered, and build support, the support you need along the way. What to expect. When CPS or foster care become a part of your life, you may suddenly find yourself in a system with rules, deadlines, meetings, and requirements, and that can feel overwhelming at first. You may be asked to participate in case planning meetings, counseling or support services, parenting or life skill programs, home visits, court-related requirements, regular communication with your worker. You may also be connected to resources such as housing support, food assistance, transportation help, mental health services, parenting support, foster care placement services. Remember, the goal is not just to check the boxes. The goal is to help children and families move towards safety, stability, and healthier outcomes. Cooperation is the key to success. One of the most important things you can do is cooperate with the process. That does not mean you have to understand everything right away, and it does not mean you will always agree with every decision, but it does mean that the more open and willing you are to participate, the better chances of progress. Cooperation means showing up on time, returning calls, attending meetings, following through on services, and being honest about what is working and what is not. When you cooperate, you help your worker help you. It becomes easier to connect you with resources, identify barriers, and work towards a plan that actually fits your situation. There's a difference between simply participating and truly taking advantage of the services offered. So don't just participate, be engaged. You can attend a program and still not be fully engaged. But when you really take advantage of the services, you begin to ask questions, apply what you learn, practice the skills outside of the meeting, follow through between appointments, and stay open to growth. Services are not meant to judge you, they are meant to support you. And if you're offered a resource, look at it as an opportunity and not a burden. The more actively you engage, the more likely you are to see progress. Open communication matters. Your worker cannot help with what they don't know. That's why open communication is so important. If something changes, say so. If you're struggling, speak up. If you don't not understand a requirement, ask. If a service is not working, be honest. You can say things like, I'm having trouble getting transportation. I don't understand what this requirement means. This service is not a good fit for me, or I need help to figure out the next step. Open communication helps avoid confusion and it builds trust. It also gives your worker a better chance to support you in a meaningful way. You have to discover your voice. When you're involved with CPS or foster care, it can sometimes feel like other people are making all the decisions for you. That is why discovering your voice is so important. Your voice matters when you ask questions, share your concerns, explain your needs, and express what is and is not working for you. Speak up for yourself and for your children. You do not have to be perfect to be heard. Remember, you just have to be willing to speak. The more you practice using your voice, the stronger and more confident you will become. And remember, speaking up is not being difficult, it is being involved. And it's also important for you to build a support system. You do not have to go through the process alone. Part of getting through CPS and foster care successfully is building your own community and support system. That may include family members, trusted friends, neighbors, faith leaders, support groups, community organizations, advocates, or mentors. These people are people who can help you stay encouraged, keep on track for appointments, provide transportation, listen without judgment, and remind you that you are not alone in this. The stronger your support system, the more likely you are to stay steady through a difficult season. Here's a simple coaching moment for this episode. Please take a few minutes to answer these questions. What services or resources am I currently being offered? What is one requirement I need to focus on this week? Who can I reach out to for support? And what is the one thing I need to say to my worker that I have not said yet? Then make one small move. And that could be returning a call, attend a meeting, ask a question, or simply write down your concerns, or reaching out to someone in your support system. And I'd like you to say this to yourself. I can cooperate, communicate, and grow. I have a voice, and I can build support around me. Again, please say, I can cooperate, communicate, and grow. I have a voice, and I can build support around me. Thank you for listening to Human Services Stories, Management, Customer, and Staff Voices. If you're involved with CPS or foster care, remember that help is available, but your participation matters. Cooperate with the process, take advantage of all the services offered, communicate openly, and you do not have to be afraid to discover your voice. And most importantly, build your community. You do not have to do this alone. Thank you.